Hello everyone, welcome back to the English class. In this session, we are going to talk about basic grammar. Before we go ahead with the basic grammar, first of all, the question is very simple. What is basic grammar? My dear friends, basic grammar is nothing else but the foundation. Have you ever been aware of the fact that without having a strong foundation, can we have a very big building? No way. Any big building needs, first of all, a very strong foundation. Not only buildings, even any concept and even any subject. Please understand, when we use the word basic grammar, it's not about only foundation. This is everything. Majority of the aspirants lack proper basic knowledge, which will naturally result in a lot of confusion in the upcoming topics. So, please understand, basic grammar is something very important. So, in this session, we are going to focus on very important points in basic grammar. Try to listen very carefully and try to understand every example and every point that I'm going to explain here. Like I have just asked you, what is basic grammar? As far as English is concerned, basic grammar is all about sentence formation. In English language, basic grammar is about sentence formation. What is this sentence formation? Sentence formation is all about subject, verb, and object, correct? Generally, any sentence would have subject, verb, and object. So, to make a proper sentence, we need to understand the relationship among them. If there is no proper relationship among them, the sentence goes wrong. So, this is what we are going to learn in this session. So, in one way, basic grammar is all about proper sentence formation. Only if the sentence is correct, that is purely dependent on the subject helping verb. So, we all know that sentence formation is possible with a proper subject. Sentence formation is possible with a proper helping verb. HV stands for helping verb. Sentence formation is possible with a proper verb. Please understand, there has to be a proper relationship among these three areas. Of course, object is anyways there, but generally in sentences, especially in active voice kind of sentences, object is not that important because object cannot influence the subject. Object cannot influence the grammar, correct? So, all that we need to focus is what is the proper subject in the sentence and what is the proper helping verb in the sentence. What is the proper verb in the sentence? So, this is one area that we need to understand. Okay, sir, you have explained very clearly. Basic grammar is all about sentence formation, step number 1. Step number 2, what is sentence formation? We need to understand the relationship between subject and helping verb and also the relationship between helping verb and verb. So in one way, there are three key elements: subject, helping verb, verb. Now fundamentally, what is subject? Fundamentally, what is subject? The major element in a sentence about whom we are talking or about what we are talking is known as subject, correct? What is subject in a sentence? The major element in the sentence about whom we are talking or about what we are talking is known as subject. That is okay. But now, what exactly subject is? In a very simple sense, subject is all about, noun or a pronoun, correct? Subject can be, I'm writing here, subject can be a noun or a pronoun. Subject can be a noun or a pronoun. There are X number of nouns, correct? There are thousands of nouns. So, it's not that easy to write all the nouns here. Instead, what we will generally do? We learn pronouns, because noun and pronoun both are same. The only little difference is in the place of a noun sometimes we use pronoun. And why do we use the pronoun in the place of a noun? Just to avoid the repetition. Correct? I can't say Sachin is a great man, Sachin is a good man, Sachin is a clever man, Sachin plays well, Sachin is a popular cricketer. No. If I keep using the name Sachin too many times, it sounds redundant. So that we try to use pronoun in the place of a noun. So in one way, noun and pronoun both are same. So instead of learning the nouns, we usually try to focus on pronouns. How many pronouns do we have generally in English? In English language generally, we know that there are 7 pronouns. Generally in English language, we always talk about 7 pronouns. What are the 7 pronouns? I, we. I, we are known as first person. Then we talk about you. You is known as second person. Then he, she, it, they. You know what? He, she, it, they are known as third persons. Correct? So generally, I, we, first person, you, second person, he, she, it, they, third persons. Correct? So this is what we generally call pronouns. The entire English language is in pronouns. Don't you think so? I'll give you one example. I'll repeat the pronouns once. I, we, you, he, she, it, they. Correct? I, we, you, he, she, it, they. Now in a very simple language, where is Sachin Tendulkar here? Yes, here is Sachin. Where is Indira Gandhi here? She is Indira Gandhi. Where is the marker? It is the marker. Correct? Where are both Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi? They. So every noun that you find in the world is definitely one of the pronouns. Don't you think so? There is no noun which is not a pronoun. You can take your own examples even. You take any example. You take any favorite politician, any favorite sports star, any favorite film actor, and so on. Definitely every noun should be a part of pronoun. So that is why when we talk about the 7 pronouns, the entire English language is here. So this is what we call subject. Everybody understood subject is the element about which the sentence is talking. So subject can be a noun or subject can be a pronoun. Correct? Subject can be a noun or subject can be a pronoun. We have discussed 7 pronouns. I, we, you, he, she, it, they. This is about subject. Now let's go to the second element, that is helping verb. So in the sentence formation, now let's talk about the second element, that is helping verb. We all know what is a verb. Verb is not a problem. Any action we do is a verb. That everybody knows. Of course, in our upcoming videos also, we have a separate video. We have a separate session exclusively on verb, definition of verb, types of verb, and so on. In this video, we are going to only learn the basic grammar. Okay. So what is basic grammar? Sentence formation is called basic grammar. What is sentence formation? The relationship among subject, helping verb, verb is what we call sentence formation. Correct? Now what is subject? It can be a noun or a pronoun. What is a pronoun? We have 7 pronouns. It is all like a cyclic process. How interesting it is. It is all like a cyclic process. How beautiful this is. Yes or no? Chalo. Now subject is ready with us. Now we talk about the helping verb. I'll make it very simple. Any verb which helps verb is a helping verb. In one way, helping verb and verb both are same. In one way, helping verb and verb both are same. However, helping verb helps a verb. How? What are the helping verbs? Yes. Whatever you see on the screen now, these are known as helping verbs. In general, we always say there are 12 helping verbs. We always say there are 12 helping verbs. See, am is one helping verb. So this is the list where the helping verbs start from here. So starting from am to will, all these are wonderful helping verbs. See, am, is, are, and was, were, has, have, had, do, does, did, will. These are all wonderful helping verbs. Generally now, when I talk about these helping verbs, immediately some students will come out with a question. Sir, What about shall, sir? Sir, what about can, sir? What about could? What about may? What about might? What about would? And so on. My dear friends, whatever you see on the screen now, only these are known as helping verbs. The others, we call them modal verbs. Don't worry about the difference between helping verbs and modal verbs. Be patient enough. Let's go very slowly. Let's follow the right steps. Let's follow the right process. Just kindly listen to whatever I try to teach you and try to understand it. Okay? So we are talking about basic grammar today. In basic grammar, we understood that basic grammar is all about sentence formation. And in sentence formation, helping verbs play a very pivotal role. And these 12 verbs are known as helping verbs, which means these can be used before verb. Now, this is okay. Now, the biggest challenge is based on these helping verbs only, the verbal form can be decided. Hope you understand. Based on these verbs only, the verbal form can be decided. We all know that verb means any action that we do is a verb. However, generally in English language, we divide the verbs into four forms: V1, V2, V3 and V4. Correct? Generally, we divide the verbs into four forms: V1, V2, V3 and V4. I'll give you one example. Let me take the example of a verb take. Now, in the case of take, what are the verbal forms of take? Take, took, taken and taking. Correct? So like this, any verb you take, you can have four forms. I'll give you one more example for your better understanding. Take the example of eat. We eat food every day, right? So eat verbal forms: eat, ate, eaten, eating. Correct? So like this, any verb that you take, you can understand the verbal forms like this. But however, not every time the verbal forms are four forms different. No. Sometimes all the four forms are different. Sometimes they may be the same. I'll give the example of verb cut. Cut, cut, cut is same. Of course, fourth one is not a problem. Cutting is not a problem. If you observe here, all the 1, 2, 3, V1, V2, V3, you find the same. And there is something more interesting. There are some forms where V2, V3 are same. There are some forms where V2, V3 are same. That is again a different category. Like for example, generally, danced is not V2, right? Danced is V1. So what we generally do here? Dance is V1, but here we go for danced and again danced, which means V2, V3 and same. And of course here it is same, ing is common. So like this, it all depends on the certain verb that we choose here. These are known as verbal forms. Now let me come back here. Now if you see this exercise, helping verbs decide verbs. Helping verbs decide verbs. Now the most interesting part is, I'll make it very easy for you. Am, is, are, was, were. You know, these five. I'll repeat from am to were. Am, is, are, was, were. Whenever you see them in a sentence, the sentence verb is ing. So, you can remember like this, the verb comes in the ing form, that is V4. The verb comes in the V4. The verb comes in the V4. Now, what about has? Always remember has, have and had. You can remember like this, has, have and had. The verb comes always in the third form. The verb comes always in the third form. So has, have, had, the verb always follows the third form. Now the rest, do, does, did, will, the verb follows the first form. I'll repeat, am, is, are, was, were, the verb is in the ing form, that is V4. Now has, have, had, the verb comes in the third form, that is V3. Do, does, did, will, the verb comes in the first form, that is V1. Now you may be surprised, where is the second form of the verb? That is the magic here. Always understand the second form of the verb, that is V2, comes always alone. If you want to use V2 in a sentence, helping verb can't be used. If you want to use helping verb in a sentence, V2 can't be used. For your better understanding, I write like this. V2 plus helping verb is a wrong language. Either we use V2 separately or we use helping verb separately with another verbal form. But V2 and helping verb can never come together. To put it more interestingly, always remember V2 comes alone. In one way, V2 always is single. V2 cannot be used with any helping verb. Sir, you're trying to explain very clearly, sir. It is easy for us to understand, but we have a small doubt, sir. Yes, go ahead. The doubt is, sir, I have heard a sentence where there is a sentence like this, sir. The girl is supported by her father. The girl is supported by her father. In this sentence, supported is used. But here you say that V4 comes, that is supporting comes. See, that's a beautiful question. And the answer is also beautiful. Whatever rules I'm explaining, it all is a part of only basic grammar. There is exclusive, a separate topic called passive voice. In passive voice, the rules would slightly change. Or to put it very simply, in passive voice, the verb is always constant. The verb is fixed. I'm sure this particular example is passive voice. Don't you think so? I'll repeat the example for you once more. The girl is supported by her father. See, when I say by her father, naturally it is passive. So verb should be V3. Please understand, any statement which is in passive, the verb is constant. The verb is fixed. The verb cannot change unless it is any other voice. So any passive voice statement, the verb is V3. If it is not passive, then it depends. So I'm talking about the statements which are non-passive, or in a simple language, we are talking about a common statement, general statements. General statements, you can also use the word active statements or active voice statements. Any general statement is known as active voice statement. In general active voice statements, these helping verbs that you see here, they follow the verbal forms like this. I'll repeat last time. Am, is, are, was, were, they take ing form. Has, have, had, they take the third form of the verb. And do, does, did, will, they take the first form of the verb. I hope the point is clear. Having explained this, before I go ahead to the next slide, let me once again explain and repeat what are we actually trying to do. We started our journey with basic grammar, and I have explained very clearly the importance of basic grammar. Remember, my dear friends, basic grammar is the strength. Don't neglect it. Now, what is basic grammar? In a simple language, basic grammar is all about sentence formation. How do you form a sentence? With the right combination of subject, helping verb, and verb. What is subject? It can be a noun, it can be a pronoun. Both are same. And there are 7 pronouns like I, we call first person, you, we call second person, he, she, they, we call third person. Now, when we talk about helping verbs, you can find on the screen 12 helping verbs, and only these helping verbs would decide the right verbal forms. How many helping verbs are there, my dear friends? Generally, 12 helping verbs are there. However, these helping verbs decide the right verb. How many verbal forms are there generally? There are 4 verbal forms. In a simple language, we say V1, V2, V3, V4. No, sir, I don't want to learn in this V1, V2, V3, V4 format. I want to use grammar terms. You're welcome. I'll also try to tell you grammar terms if you want. What is V1? V1 is also known as present participle. V2 is known as past form. V3 is known as past participle. And V4 is known as continuous form or gerund form. But are you happy with these terms? No, right? My advice to all the aspirants is try to learn grammar using simple terms. Don't get into complex terms. So this piece of information which I have shared with you is step number 1, that is basic grammar. However, all this is a theory which will not help us. We all want practicals. So in this video, let's do some wonderful exercises. Take the example, I started this business when there dash a recession. So I started this business when there dash recession. Now if you take this wonderful example here, you are talking about past tense, because the word started is already in past tense, correct? The word started is already in past tense, correct? So naturally now, when the tense is in past tense, naturally the answer also should be in past tense, correct? So I started this business when there was a recession. And that you're talking about singular, so was. So this is how we do this exercise. She dash not interested in music. Now naturally, you are talking about a very generalized statement. So she is not interested in music. The book dash written by Mrs. Banerjee. This is a very tricky question. A very simple, of course, but some people might make mistakes here. The book dash written by. Now you see the sentence immediately, you would understand something. You are trying to say the book dash written by Banerjee, which means the sentence is in passive voice. And I have already very clearly explained that any sentence where it is passive, the verb should be V3. That is the reason why the given verb is in written. Now fundamentally here, you are talking about book. Book is a noun. What is a pronoun for book? It is the pronoun. Now, it I cannot use have. It and have is a wrong grammar. It and are is a wrong grammar. Now I have two options left. The book was written, the book has written, which is right. Now, like I have already said, generally, if was comes in a sentence, the verb should be ing. If has comes in a sentence, the verb should be V3. This is V3, so I should go with has, right? No, you're wrong. The book was written. Remember, the given sentence is not a normal sentence. So don't apply the normal rules here. The book was written is the answer. We have next question. I dash happy when I got promotion. Now fundamentally, you are talking about I. So I were is a wrong grammar. Now you are talking about got. Got is already over. Past tense. Am is present tense. No. Now you're trying to say happy. Happy is an adjective. So I can't use had. Because when I use had, I should use the verb V3. And happy is not a verb at all. I was happy when I got promotion is the right answer. I hope you're following it. My humble request before I go ahead to the next question is, whoever is watching this video, try to pause the video for every question and you try your answer first. Then you can compare your answer with mine. Next question. The crown dash entertained all the crowd. You know who is a crown? Crown is a joker. Now generally crown is a singular. So crown is a noun. The pronoun is he, correct? Now first option is wrong because he and have wrong grammar. Now if you see here, has been is used. You can use has been but ing should come. You can use has been but ing should come. Here ing is not there. Here entertained is there. So the right answer is the fourth option. Because if was also comes, the verb should be ing. So logically if you see, subject would decide the right helping verb and helping verb would decide the right verbal form. Don't you think it is interesting? Of course, right? Subject would decide the right helping verb would decide the right verbal form. This is what we call the basic grammar. Of course, if you understand this, very nice. If you have any confusion, don't worry. This is just the beginning. This is only basic grammar. We have a long way to go, where in our upcoming sessions, upcoming videos, when we start the regular topics like tenses and so on, you will get perfect knowledge. Remember, English, every topic is linked to every topic. If you're confused at one topic, it means you will get the clarity when the following topic is also done. Last question in this video. Whom dash you go to movie with? First of all, you are talking about you. Now, if I use are, the verb should be ing. Here, what is the verb go? Go is what? V1, the first form. If I use have, the verb should be V3. So naturally, this is wrong and this is wrong. If is a wrong option here, so right option is did. Whom did you go to movie with? Whom did you go to movie with? I hope you also got the right answer. I hope every aspirant watching this video is able to understand what I am trying to teach. We have started today's session with basic grammar. In the beginning of the session, I have explained what basic grammar is about. Then what do we learn in basic grammar? Subject, helping verb, verb. I have explained very clearly there are beautiful helping verbs. There are 12 helping verbs. And I have explained there are verbal forms 4. And then we started doing practicals. But it is not completely done. We will end the session with this but. The next video would be the continuation part of this video where we will be doing more and more exercises based on basic grammar. So the next video would be the part 2 of the basic grammar where this exercise will be continued. I'll meet you in my next video where basic grammar part 2 will be discussed. Wish you good luck and all the best.